Howdy, hockey fans. Patrick Hickey Jr. here, Islanders correspondent for the HockeyWriters.com, bringing you this inside look at the New York Islanders opening night roster in 2017 in NHL 17. So, there's been a lot of drama with this team so far. Ryan Pulock, Adam Pelech back to the AHL. P.A. Parentau gone, just picked up off of waivers by the New Jersey Devils. So the Islanders look a lot different than a lot of people expected them to look. So right now, we've had to mess around with their lines a bit. So I've got John Tavares actually playing with Andrew Ladd. And let's see who's on his wing, with Brock Nelson. So, I mean, that's a pretty damn good first line. Nelson is oh, he scores, baby. He's had problems with consistency over the years. 26 goals. Last year, he's looking to get to at least 30. So, the first line you gotta kind of like. The second line is where things start to get a little bit iffy, especially without Parentau's 20 goals from last year as more of a depth move. So, our second line, we've got Anders Lee with Ryan Strome and Anthony Beauvillier, so who looked great in the preseason. We're going to try and get them out on the ice right now. And there we go, offside, so they'll get on the ice. So the thing that I like about Beauvillier is he hits, he kills penalties, he can play center, he can play both sides of the wing. He had 40 goals in juniors last year. I have no idea why NHL has him ranked to 68 in the game, and they have him as a playmaker. The guy is not a playmaker. He's got a great shot. He does a lot of little things. We're going to try and get him the puck right now. So, and he's not scared to hit. He can skate. He's got a nose for the puck. So that second line could be iffy, but it's going to be younger than the Islanders expected. Here we go. Oh, and he scores his first NHL goal. So if that actually happens in real life, that would be fantastic. I don't know if it actually will, but that's the Islanders' second line. As of right now, probably like a projection. So their third line, let's look at that goal again, because nice little inside-outside deke move. Booyah. Oh, beat him blocker side. So third line, we've actually got another pretty interesting line where we've got the always underperforming Josh Bailey with Matthew Barzal, another former first-round pick, and Nikolai Kulemin. So this is a line that could actually be pretty productive. All of these guys should be around 40, 45 points if they play the way that they're supposed to. But, you know, as we've said before about Brock Nelson, trying to find that level of consistency, the same thing goes for Josh Bailey, and the same thing goes for Nikolai Kulemin. Here we go, a guy that is a former, 30-goal scorer in this league. Can he get back to that? Can he get to even half of that? Because if he gets to half of that and he has a 15-goal season, that's kind of where the Islanders expect him to be, especially if he's killing penalties and he's doing a lot of the little things. Plays very solid defenses in his own end. So that third line can be a little iffy, but has potential. So the Islanders' fourth line, it's kind of scary when your fourth line is probably the line you're least worried about. So the Islanders have a new pickup, Jason Chimera, with the always steady Casey Kazikis, and Mr. Garbage Goal himself, Cal Clutterbuck. On defense, the Islanders have Nick Leddy with Dennis Seidenberg on the second unit, but they have Johnny Boychuk and Travis Hamonic on the first, and then their last defensive pairing, they have Thomas Hickey and Calvin DeHaan. These are all kind of subject to change, because as far as I'm concerned, the Islanders don't really have a 1A defenseman. They kind of have if Boychuk gets his possession numbers back to the way they're supposed to be. Here we go, 3 goals, man. If the Islanders can score like this, they'll be in good shape. So the Islanders don't really have a 1A. Hamonic, Boychuk, Leddy, those are really great 1Bs. Seidenberg, a lot of people are going to be surprised that he beat out Ryan Pulock and Adam Pelech for a spot. But, the guy's a steady defender. He's not the same Dennis Seidenberg that a lot of fans know from over the years, but he can be steady. He's going to be that guy that can block shots, that can actually, get gritty when they have to be. So Pulock has a monster shot, and he would have contributed 35, 40 points, which would have been great. But I think the Islanders feel like they've got enough spunk and energy with the new babies, with Beauvillier and Barzal, that they don't necessarily have to sacrifice anything on defense. Maybe the question is that they feel that Pulock is not ready to be the defenseman that he needs to be, because everyone raved about his shot. Jake McDonald, former Islanders play-by-play guy, loved him when I spoke to him this offseason. Was super psyched that he was going to make the team. Thought that he was going to make the team, but Seidenberg just played a really good World Cup of hockey and earned himself a spot. He's making $1 million this year. It's going to be an interesting season. There's plenty of depth in the AHL. We still got Joshua Hosang in the AHL. So the Islanders have a lot of depth in the AHL. They've got Steven Giannis hurt, who could be a depth guy in the AHL. He could come in. Oh, here we go. That's never going to happen in real life. But you got Shane Prince, who's injured. You got Mikhail Grabowski, who's probably done, but that'll never happen in real life either. But we'll take that. Thank you, JT. And it's going to be a very interesting season just for the fact that the Islanders are going with the youth movement, but coming off of two 100-point seasons in a row. This is a team that is expected to make the playoffs. This is a team that a lot of people don't see as better than last year, but still a team that can contend for that final playoff spot if they push themselves. Bottom line, the season is going to live and die on that guy right there, John Tavares. Can he get back to the 86, 87-point level? Can Casey Kazikas prove that he is worth the money that the Islanders signed? Can Yaroslav Halak be the goalie that he was 2 years ago? And if not, can Tom Sparks be the goalie that he was last year? The Islanders are still running with 3 goalies. JF Berube is still on the team. That's a mystery. No one knows what's going to happen there. But bottom line is, this team is full of intrigue. So you've got to like the fact that Islanders general manager Garrett Snow was not willing to just give P.A. Parentau a spot on this team. That he wanted to make him earn it. And even though he only played 1 game with John Tavares, he didn't like what he saw, and he was gone. So that's got to send a message to a lot of the young guys and the veterans that, listen, we want you to play a certain way. And if you don't, then you're gone. So Beauvillier and Barzal are probably going to get their 9-game tryout. And then where do you go from there? It's going to, like I said before, plenty of question marks. Going to be very interesting. If this team shows the speed and passion and hitting that they've shown during the preseason, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But it could all catch up to them. The preseason is one thing, the regular season is another.